Welcome back, everyone. It is a disease that is being diagnosed all the time in Americans, and chances are you may have a family member or know someone who has Parkinson's disease. Taking a closer look this morning, more than 1 million Americans have Parkinson's. For perspective, that's more than the number of people with multiple sclerosis, muscular dystrophy, and Lou Gehrig's disease added all together. And most people are diagnosed as they get older, but it's being increasingly seen in people younger than 50. Symptoms include a trouble balancing, even smaller handwriting. Dr. Britt Stone with Baylor Scott & White is here with us this morning to tell us about new treatment options. Hello.
Good morning.
So I'm curious, first of all, why it's showing up in younger patients. Is there any science behind this?
So a lot of times in early onset Parkinson's, we're seeing it because of some genetic issue that usually occurs with symptoms earlier. But I believe also the awareness. Now people are knowing the symptoms, and people who before might have not been coming to the neurologist are now being seen sooner as well.
So it could just be catching it
exactly
earlier. Any new medication out there?
Yes, so actually in the last year there were two main new medications that were released to the market. One of them is called Ritari, and it is actually an extended release version of the usual medicine that people use called Sinemet. Carbidopa-levodopa is the generic term of that. And it's a medicine that's supposed to be helpful when people have symptoms that break through and they have to take medicine maybe 1 hour or every 2 hours instead. So this is one medicine that people are very excited about because they don't have to take a medicine every hour, which totally affects someone's day. The second medicine is one called Duopa, and it's actually a pump. So it's kind of like having the insulin infusion that people with diabetes have. It comes in the exact same way, so it's a steady release of the medicine into the GI tract.
I don't know a lot about Parkinson's disease. I'm curious about how it attacks the body. What is a patient feeling, and what do they, lose control of?
Sure. So Parkinson's pretty much targets a part of your brain that deals with your initiation of movement. So it's you wanting to be coordinated, move fast, move in an ordered fashion, and those neurons die, and they make a transmitter called dopamine, which is what the medicine actually gives you back. And so people might find symptoms like slowness in their movement. Usually they'll have slower walking, they don't swing their arms, their voices get softer, the smaller handwriting can happen, and they're a little clumsier with their hands. Also, people can have a tremor when they're just at rest, usually when they're walking and their hands are at their sides or they're relaxing watching TV. And the third most common thing is stiffness or slowness in the arms or legs or even in the neck.
And you talked about people getting into their doctor and tracking this thing earlier on. Does that help slow down the effect? So if you get on medication sooner, is it better in the long run?
Sure. So there's no known kind of benefit to the long-term progress of the disease with being on medicine, as we don't have a cure, it's mostly treatment. But there is the idea is that as science is looking for ways to slow down progression, to be able to impact people's quality of life earlier, if we can get people seen and follow them clinically, then we have kind of things in our arsenal to give them, then we can do that earlier. And also, since falls are a very big issue with quality of life, people falling, fracturing hips and ankles and shoulders, then if you can get people in sooner and get them connected with therapy and encourage exercise, then you can make a big impact on their life.
Great. Thank you, Dr. Britt Stone. Good information for us. We're going to have all this for you as well on our website at kxan.com, along with links to get help and some answers to your questions.